Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. I'm finally continuing my drugstore makeup series, and today's video is going to be contour, bronzer, and blush. I've decided to start with contour and bronzer since this is definitely the smaller portion of this video. I quite like blush. Let's start with bronzer. I only have 4 bronzers, including the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula in both light and bronzer, which is medium light, I would say, probably light. This one, bronzer, is definitely a better match to my skin tone. I can use this to contour, although I typically don't. I just bronze with this, but you can see that's my favorite contour color. You can see it's pretty close to that type of shade. You do want something cooler for contouring, but I tend to like cooler for bronzers as well. Both of the lighter bronzers that I have kind of can surprisingly get a little warm, and I'm not quite sure why, actually. But it's a bit of a mixed bag. They're supposed to be for lighter skin, but they're just warm to me. I do like the Kiko bronzer a little more. This is a very underrated brand in my opinion. This is 01 from their Jelly Jungle collection. They have a lot of different collections, so it's really hard to have a currently available Kiko product. But this is a nice bronzer. And then the one I have from Wet n Wild is from the Fire and Ice collection. I like that Wet n Wild is offering more affordable bronzers, but this is just not a very good bronzer for me. It might be better for a medium or deeper skin tone, but I'm not sure on that because it's kind of a really warm orange color in my opinion. And then for my contouring products, this right here, this is all you need. This is a $10 contour palette from Makeup Revolution, the Ultra Contour Palette. It's incredible. The reason I like this so much is that it gives you everything you need and it blends beautifully. You know, Revolution is kind of known for not being all that pigmented, but that's what you want in a contour product, at least in my opinion. Plus you get some nice highlighters. They're okay. They're not anything super spectacular, but they're okay. I actually decluttered my NYX contour palette shortly after I got this because I didn't need it. $25 versus $10. If the $10 product is better, then that's the keeper to me. And then I have some cream products. I would not recommend the NYX Wonder Stick. It's just, it's okay. It's okay, but it's only okay. I have a bit cooler toned high-end products though. I'd like to find something from the drugstore in this category, but quite frankly I haven't yet. And the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour, I kind of like the idea of it and I wanted it to be a little better than it was, but kind of like the highlighter, they're just not my favorites. Also, this is a terrible guide for contouring. Don't contour like that. All right, let's talk about blush. Now, I really love the entire category of blush, but there's something that I've noticed with it that I really want to comment on. If you think you don't like blush, you probably just need to find a less intense blush. These are my roughly categorized less intense blushes, and these are my more intense blushes. So if you think that blush isn't showing up on you, which I suspect is probably more of a situation for those with a deeper skin tone, then you want a higher pigmented blush. I just think it's a matter of finding not only the color, but the pigmentation that's right for you, and also the finish, whether you like a glowy blush like the Pixie one over here or a matte blush like this one. So I'm not really sure this is still available, but this is one I got really cheap from Ulta, this Essence Blush Up. If you're looking for pigment, that you will definitely get it there, and that's going to be a really nice color for tan to deep skin tone. This is the Catrice, what is this called? Blush Flush. It says limited edition, but I know I still saw it. So this is kind of fun if you want to kind of experiment with a range of colors, but I don't really find the highlight or the bronzer in here to be anything spectacular. I just like playing around with the middle of it, the blush that you get. It is a really intense blush. Woo! And then Sleek. Sleek also has some very underrated blushes in my opinion. I really like orange blushes. I think they're fun. They're very summery. These trios are really fun for kind of experimenting with draping more so than just pick the single blush. You can definitely do a lot with those, so that's a good option. This Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, this is an old classic. This is Mellow Wine. This is actually a really great blush, and one thing I want to say about this shade, this more mauve-y color, see that's kind of in my middle pigment region. This is really nice on cooler skin tones, but also if you are dealing with a lot more acne, you might lean towards a cooler blush since it'll kind of help to cancel out any redness. Ulta's blushes, I've talked about these before. They're really nice in that in-between range. This is a natural color, natural finish blush, kind of not too glowy, but not matte either. That's the shade Flamingo. And then this one's also great. This is the L'Oreal Enchanted 191 Fantastical. This is a really pretty color as well. Kind of an in-between if you want to try out some warmer blushes, but not commit over to the completely orange side. Milani's Luminoso, this is really a pretty blush. This is supposed to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm. I'd say it is, but I might even like it more, actually. It's got, to me, a little more pigment than NARS Orgasm. That's a fantastic, fantastic blush, especially if you have, I would say, more medium to light skin tones. This Pixie blush, I think Pixie does a really good job of blushes as well, and this is going to give you one of those more glowy types of blushes. That's really pretty when the light hits it. Very, very pretty blush. And then I have one of the Milani Rose blushes. This is Romantic Rose. This one got quite a moment of popularity as a dupe for Tarte's Exposed. Those kind of nude blushes are a good place to start if you're really on the fence with blush. You're not sure that you want to commit to blush. I have two blushes from Physicians Formula, both that I really personally don't like because they're not pigmented enough for me. This is the Butter Blush in Natural Glow. You barely get anything. You barely get anything from this, but you know, it's practically a highlighter. I don't know. I don't really like that. Let me know if you guys do though. And then this one is one of their Argan Wear. This blush is really pretty, but I haven't found it picks up color all that well, at least not with a brush. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate swatch of that one. If you get too much of that middle color, you will pick up a lot of color, but that would be difficult to do unless you're using a brush that's this size. I don't know. This is okay, but I'm not even sure it's available, so if you're really on the fence with blushes, though, I do think Physicians Formula makes one of the lower impact formulas. And then for a couple cream blushes, if this is something you're into, this e.l.f. one, this Soft Rose, is actually pretty nice. It's a little bit of a hard formula though, or maybe I need to rehydrate it, but I haven't had it too long, so I'm not sure what's up with that one. And then this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Cream Blush. I just talked about this recently. I'm on the fence about it. It looks like it's a much darker color than it is when it goes on, kind of a blackberry. But because it's so shiny, I don't know, I didn't like it. It kind of brought a lot of attention to my acne. It's not that I didn't like it, I just wished my skin was perfect so it would look pretty on it, if that makes sense. The Flower Blush Balm Liquids, these are great though. I hear these are a dupe for Glossier's Cloud Paint. Am I right on that? I believe so. These are really nice. This one is a very, very minimal blush if you're looking for, you know, again, if you're hesitant on blush, this is a good choice. It's pinched. Give you guys a swatch on this hand so you can see. Very pretty, just pretty. And then I've got a couple of what I'm going to call blush toppers. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in High Five. It's pretty, but I probably won't buy any more from this collection. Blush toppers is a strange category for me. I try not to overdo it. And then the Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself. This was from the Birds of Paradise collection. This is pretty too. Look at that, these are practically dupes for each other. They're nice, but I wouldn't go out of your way to buy these types of products. You'll probably end up with highlighters that are close to this anyway. I've got quite a few blush palettes, so I wanted to make sure I talk about these before I end the video. This Saharan blush palette from Juvia's Place, this is so pretty, but I don't use it that much because I really do think it's for a deeper skin tone, even though this is the light version. Maybe it's for a medium or tan skin tone, but these are so richly pigmented. Maybe I'll get more use from this summer, because summer's when I really like to wear those colors. And then see, this is what I'm talking about with those blush toppers. I'm telling you, don't go out of your way to buy them. You'll get them somewhere. I hope that Juvia's Place continues to make blushes and highlighters, because I really think they needed to step up to that market. You know, they should make bronzers. I don't own a lot of blushes from Revolution, but I got this as a little free gift with purchase from Ulta, and I was actually really impressed with this. It's so funny because I'm not that into Revolution's eyeshadows, but this is a great little palette. This blush is beautiful. And the highlighters. I'm gonna talk about both of these e.l.f. palettes together. So this is the Modern Metals. It is actually really nice. I think e.l.f. is really picking up their game lately. Super smooth formula, really, really, really nice Not too pigmented. It's kind of that more middle range, I would say. But this was actually quite nice. And then this is the Total Face palette. This is nice also. These Catrice palettes, oh my gosh, I recommend these so highly. I do think they retail for $15, so that's definitely a little more pricey. But in particular, this California in a Blocks, this is Blocks. Did I just say Blocks? This is a beautiful palette. You get 2 bronzers in here, 2 blushes, a highlighter. Really, really pigmented products too. Really, really nice. Galaxy in a Box gives you what I would say is 3 blush toppers and then a highlighter. So I don't know if this is quite the right video for this, but this is beautiful as well. Really, really pretty. Questionable as to what the face gloss is supposed to be other than a reservoir for powder to fall into, but I forgive you, Catrice, I still like you. And then the filter in a box. This is something that gives you kind of some of these soft setting powders. You get kind of a banana powder in here, a white setting powder, which I haven't figured out what to do with. I have mixed the 2 of these for under my eyes, and that works. Let me mix them so you can kind of see. So there you go. Mixed together, you kind of get an effect like the Hourglass diffused light. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. Check out my playlist of other drugstore products, and I will see you guys next time.